correct me if I'm wrong, that was the beginning of the renaissance in Korean cinema?
That is correct, because nobody thought Korean film can do any business.
Could make money.
Right.
Right.
And here we have this movie that broke Titanic's record.
Right.
I mean, Titanic had set records everywhere in the world, like Avatar has this year. But this movie broke Titanic's record, so everybody started noticing, especially people
Titanic in Korea.
In Korea.
Yeah.
And government took notice.
Yeah.
And actually, the movie went over to Japan and became #1 at the box office. And actually went to Hong Kong, became #1 at the box office.
Shiri?
Yes.
Really?
Then everybody realized Korean films could make money.
Right.
And there's a market for Korean films.
Right.
So a lot of investors start to come in. The government start giving support. So I give a lot of credit for Shiri. You know, we call Shiri. You know what Shiri is? Shiri is it's a fish. It's unique to the Korean Peninsula. Only Korea has it, right?
Okay.
We call Shiri a fish that sank Titanic.
The fish that sank the Titanic,
Right.
really? Okay. And that's because it beat Titanic in revenue in Korea.
That is correct.
Uh-huh. And that was 97.
Right.
And then from there on out, there was a lot more ability to make good films and other
Good films and were so popular around the world, and maybe I can tell you, in 1996, our total export movies were $500,000. In 2005, $76 million.
Wow.
Right. So only in
$500,000
to $76 million.
to $76 million in a 10-year gap. Huh?
Right. Export.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it grew very fast.
And that doesn't even include TV or
no, just a movie.
Just movies.
Right.
Because Korean television has become a huge export now too.
That is correct also.
Yeah.
Actually, they're doing much better now, the TV series, than the movies.
TV's even doing better than the movies. Huh?
Right.
Yeah. The dramas and how India. I was watching something, a TV show that was saying that this town in India is afraid they're losing their culture to Korea because of all the Korean dramas. Everybody's imitating Korean dramas. Wow. And then the film, of course, has multiplied right along with.
Well, actually, the export has gone down a bit since then.
Yeah.
Because I think people found some freshness out of Korean films, but a lot of the movies became very similar. We saw that with the Hong Kong films when the industry went down.
Yeah.
But when certain things does well, people try to make similar things.
Yeah.
And that actually loses audiences and the buyers from the foreign countries.
Right.
And that actually happened. So the industry has gone down a bit since then.
Yeah.
But we learn from our mistakes.
What was the peak year then? What was the peak?
Peak year was 2005.
2005 was the peak.
Yes.
And now it's declined a little bit.
Declined a bit, and I think
2005. What was 2005? Was that 친구? I guess was.
No, 친구 was before.
친구 was before that.
Right.
What made 2005 the peak? I guess. Welcome to
basically,
Dongmak?
not just one picture. In 2005, any Korean films that was made money. Basically, I think average profit was about 50%.
Okay.
Of the investment. You see, when you hear that,
average profit was 50%.
I think 30%. Yes,
30%. Okay.
Now, when people with money hears that,
Yeah.
they say, "Wow, that is a great business, right?"
Yeah.
So everybody came in 2006 and tried to make movies, and these are people who doesn't know anything about movie.
Right.
They just have money, right?
Right.
So when these people start making movies, you know what happens, right?
Right.
And too many films were made.
They're all the same.
Right. Not a good movie.
Right.
So that's actually when we start having downfall.
Okay.
Right. So most of them are like screened out nowadays. So getting a little stable now, and hopefully it'll go up from starting next year.
Start increasing again? You think so?
I hope.
Well, you got to have some blockbusters, right? I mean, it's been a while since there's been a real Korean blockbuster.
Actually, when you look at it, last year, two films did quite well, which was 해운대 and Takeoff, which is called 국가대표.
Okay.
English title is Takeoff.
Okay.
And they were blockbusters. And this year, besides 아저씨, how would you say 아저씨 in in English.
I have no idea. He's 아저씨 in English. Older guy, huh?
I don't know the English title,
Yeah.
but 아저씨 was
Married
probably
man.
the biggest hit this year. Besides that, there wasn't any big blockbuster this year.
Yeah.
But hopefully, let's see what happens for Christmas releases.
Back in 2010. We're in 2011 now, right?
Right, almost. Right.
So I find it very interesting that you think you're very optimistic, obviously, about what's going to happen with the next, with this year, huh?
Because I think the popularity of Korean films is still there around the Asian countries.
Yeah.
And also love for Korean cinema from our own people
Yeah.
are still there.
Yeah.
And when we make a good film, they're ready to watch it. So it's really up to us to make good films, right?
Yeah.
And when we make a good film, people will be there. So that's why I'm looking at it optimistically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it has been a spectacular time talking to you, and I look forward. We still have another whole episode next week. So you're going to be with us again next week, right, Jonathan?
Well, if you invite me, of course.
Yes, you're invited. Consider yourself invited. Thank you so much for joining us this time, and I look forward to hearing more about Korean cinema and where it's headed in our next episode. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And now it's time for a shot of Korean. 언제부터인지 한국 사람들 사이에 대박이란 말 유행하고 있습니다. 대박. What would we say for that in English? Of course, that's a great success. 그러면 succeed 하려면 어떻게 해야 되죠? 아주 열심히 하는 사람들에게 대박을 터지게 되죠? Everybody, get out there, work hard, and you too will succeed. Okay, everybody, we got to hear a lot from Kim Hyung-jun about what kinds of things go into making movies and what he has been doing in his career. Next time, we're going to hear a little bit more about the things he's got planned and the things he has accomplished with his career. Everybody, I look forward to seeing you next time on Star English. Bye-bye.